studied about vectors and the types of vectors. Our next topic is addition and subtraction of vectors. So we have three laws for addition and subtraction of vectors. See girls, vector algebra is very important for you to learn. You will require this at each and every step in physics till 12th and even after 12th. So please understand it and remember it nicely. So what's the triangle law of vector addition? That's based on the shape of a triangle. So if you have two vectors like this, let us say vector A and this is vector B, for example, and you want to add them. So like if vector A is for example 3 and vector B is for example 2, then in vectors 3 plus 2 is not equals to 5. Okay, that's not that way. In some cases you will get the same answer, but not always. So how do we add vectors then? So according to the triangle law of vector addition, the rule says you take the first vector, for example you are taking the first vector as A, then to the head of the first vector join the tail of the second vector. So we can shift this vector parallelly, vector B like this and then like this. So not changing its direction, we can add vector B like this. So head of the first vector join to the tail of the second vector. Then how do we get the resultant? Join the tail of the first to the head of the second. So this gives you vector C, which is the resultant. So we get vector C is equals to vector A plus vector B. If vector A and vector B would have been like this, for example vector A is like this and vector B is like this, then simply you can parallelly shift vector B and add it over here so that the tail of vector B joins to the head of vector A. Okay, and then tail of A to head of B. So since this is 90-degree right angle triangle, so directly vector C will be equals to under root of A square plus B square. Directly you will get that. So using the Pythagoras theorem, if the two vectors are perpendicular, then it's easy to get the resultant. But if, like in this case, if the vectors are not perpendicular to each other, then you cannot directly get the resultant vector C. Then polygon law of vector addition is for adding more than two vectors. For example, if you have vector A like this, vector B like this, vector C like this and vector D like this, and you want to add all of them, then the rule is same. Take the first vector, vector A, join the tail of the second to the head of the first, vector B. Okay, so according to the triangle law, we get the resultant of A and B like this. Okay, then to the resultant, now again you got this resultant, let us call it P. Okay, this is A plus B, or instead of P we can write it as A plus B. Okay, this is resultant A plus B. Now to this head again join the tail of the third vector, or to the head of this resultant join the tail, then tail of first to the head of the second. This is A plus B plus C. Okay, and then bring vector D over here. So vector D is like this. Without changing the direction, we can parallelly shift the vectors. So again joining this is one vector and this is the other. Head of one, tail of the other, resultant goes like this. It will be a straight line. So the resultant is like this. So you get the resultant of all the vectors. Now this is A plus B plus C plus D. Okay, so this is the final resultant. This is the polygon law of vector addition. Again I am drawing vector A was like this, vector B was like this, vector C was like this and vector D was like this. So you can parallelly shift them, add first two vectors, get the resultant. To the resultant resultant of first 2, add the third vector, get the resultant of 3. To the resultant of 3, then add the fourth vector, you get resultant of all the 4 vectors. This method can be applied for adding more than 2 vectors, any number of vectors. The last is the parallelogram law of vector addition. This law is always useful whether you have 2 vectors perpendicular to each other or whether you have 2 vectors inclined to each other at any angle. Like here, what is the angle between A and B? This angle theta. So let's learn the parallelogram law of vector addition. So parallelogram law of vector addition says if you have 2 vectors, vector A and vector B like this, and you want to add them, then first you join them tail to tail. That is, this is vector A, shift this vector parallelly and join these 2 vectors tail to tail. Okay, I'll draw a bigger diagram. So if this is vector A, join the vector B by shifting it parallelly. Okay, what is the angle between A and B? That is theta. Now the next step is complete the parallelogram considering the 2 opposite parallel sides. So equal to vector A, draw one more parallel side of the parallelogram, and equal to vector B, draw the other side of the parallelogram. Okay, so you complete this parallelogram, and this is also vector A, this is also vector B. Okay, right? So we are considering 2 more vectors, we are not adding 2 more vectors. Okay, we are just drawing 2 parallel vectors. Now this is vector A, this is vector B. Add the tail of the first to the head of the second, same as the triangle law. Head of the first vector, tail of the second, and then tail of first to the head of the second. This gives you the resultant of vector A and B. Okay, this resultant vector is inclined to vector A at an angle alpha. So resultant is inclined like this. Now we want to find what is the value of this resultant A plus B. We know the resultant is A plus B. How do we get directly? Because A and B are not perpendicular to each other, so we cannot apply Pythagoras theorem. So the construction is extend vector A like this, and from vector B drop a perpendicular on this extended line. So now this angle becomes 90 degree. This big triangle, let me call this as A, B, C. This big triangle ABC now is a right angle triangle. Okay, are you getting it? ABC is the right angle triangle. For this big triangle, this resultant is the hypotenuse. I will draw it here. R is the hypotenuse. This is vector A, and this is this one more vector. This is vector B. Now what is the value of this part? That is, let me call it as FC. What is the value of part FC? See, this is vector A, this is also vector A. If this is angle theta, then this is also angle theta, because they are parallel lines. So parallel lines will have same angle with a horizontal. So this is also angle theta. If this is angle theta, in this small triangle, this is B. See, this is B. This is B, this is theta. So this side will be B cos theta, and the perpendicular side will be B sin theta. Okay, in this small right angle triangle, this is B, so the base will be B cos theta, the perpendicular will be B sin theta. So in this big triangle, now we have, this is A, B, C, and this is F. So AF is A and FC is B cos theta. FC is B cos theta. This is angle, sorry, is angle alpha, not theta. Okay, this is angle theta, right? So now in this big right angle triangle we can write the resultant square is equals to this base square a plus b cos theta whole square plus perpendicular square, that is b sin theta whole square. Okay, so r will be taking square roots on both sides. R will be under root of a plus b cos theta whole square plus b sin theta whole square. Opening the brackets or expanding, we can write a plus b cos theta will be a plus b whole square. So a square plus b square cos square theta plus ab cos theta plus this b square sin square theta. This bracket, okay? A plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab, and this is b square, okay? So we get here a square plus b square cos square theta plus b square sin square theta. So from here we write b square common, cos square theta plus sin square theta, and remaining 2ab cos theta. Okay, so cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So we are left with, all this is under root. Okay, we are left with under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is the value of the resultant of a and b. Now, if you know the values of a and b and the angle between them theta, then you can get the exact value of the resultant a plus b by the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta plus the resultant. See, the resultant is inclined at an angle alpha. So we can write tan alpha will be b sin theta upon base a plus b cos theta. Okay, this is the direction. The direction of the resultant with the horizontal is tan alpha, or you can write the slope. Slope is tan alpha perpendicular upon base b sin theta upon a plus b cos theta. Okay, so you can get the magnitude of the resultant and you can get the direction of the resultant as well with the parallelogram law. Once again, I'll just quickly repeat. If you have two vectors a and b, first join them tail to tail, okay, by parallel shift. Then complete the parallelogram. Then draw with from the point of the addition of the two tails. From there, join the diagonal. The diagonal of the parallelogram will give you the resultant. To get the value of the resultant, extend this vector A and drop a perpendicular. Vector B is equals to vector B, and this angle is theta because this is theta. So in this small triangle, this becomes b cos theta, b sin theta. Now taking the big triangle, this is resultant, base is A plus b cos theta, perpendicular is b sin theta. So the value of the resultant using Pythagoras law is under root of perpendicular square plus base square, a plus b cos theta whole square plus b sin theta whole square. Then expanding, we get the resultant as under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Okay, and the direction is tan alpha perpendicular upon base b sin theta upon a plus b cos theta. This is a very important law, girls, of vector addition, and mostly it is only used everywhere. Now see, if you get theta is 0, we have different cases. So So the different cases are if theta is equals to 0 degree. What will be that case? Theta is equals to 0 degree. This is vector A and this is vector B. So the angle between them is 0 degree. See, both are in the same direction. So both are parallel. Theta is equals to 0 degree. Then what will be the resultant? R will be equals to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB. What will be cos 0? Cos theta will be cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB, that is under root of A plus B whole square, or we can write it as A plus vector B. Okay, whole square and root will get cancelled. So resultant, magnitude of the resultant when two parallel vectors are added is A plus B, and this is the maximum value of the resultant. So when we get maximum result when the angle between the two vectors is 0 degree. What if theta is equals to 90 degree? This is for parallel vectors. What if theta is 90? Let us take 180 degree first, anti-parallel. So A is anti-parallel to B. Okay, what will be that case? This is vector A and this is vector B. They are anti-parallel, so angle between them is 180 degree. How do we find the angle? This is vector B, this is vector A, parallel. So angle is 180 degree. So in that case, resultant will be equals to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 degree. Cos 180 degree is minus 1, so you will get under root of A square plus B square minus 2AB. So that is equals to under root of A square A minus B whole square. Okay, and that will be equals to A minus B. So you can consider it as subtraction of two vectors. So when the two vectors are anti-parallel, the resultant is plainly A minus B. This is the minimum value of the resultant of two vectors. Minimum will be when they are anti-parallel. And for both the cases, you can also find the direction also. If theta is equals to 90 degree, that means vector A and vector B are perpendicular to each other. Theta is equals to 90 degree, then R will be equals to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 90. Cos 90 is 0, so this whole thing will be 0. That is equals to under root of A square plus B square. Resultant will be under root of A square plus B square. Obviously, that is the Pythagoras theorem. So you can simply apply the Pythagoras theorem, that is A square plus B square, when theta is 90 degree. And in all the three cases, you can find the direction also. So this is about parallelogram law of vector addition. We will study the numericals based on this in the next class. Thank you. So quickly we will do subtraction of vectors also, since you know addition of vectors, so it will be easy for you. What if you have to subtract two vectors A minus B? So here two vectors are given, this is vector A and vector B. Now you have to find their difference, that is A minus B, and it is given that angle between A and B is theta. When you take B over here, this angle between them is theta. Then how do you find the subtraction? See, to take subtraction of A minus B, you can simply add A plus of minus B, because plus minus will give you minus, so that will remain A minus B. But since we know the formula for addition and we can take opposite of a vector. How do we take opposite of a vector? What is minus B? Minus B is the opposite of B. See, vector A is over here, okay, and vector B is in this direction. So minus B will be opposite of that vector. Vector B, that is anti-parallel vector. Vector minus B. Vector B was in this direction, minus B will be in this direction, so that B and minus B are always at 180 degree. This is very important. This is opposite of a vector. Okay. So you can take opposite of this vector minus B and then add it to A, so the resultant will still be A minus B. So now how do we add A and minus B? Now here the same parallelogram law of vector addition can be followed. This is vector A, this is vector minus B. Join them tail to tail. So that take vector B over here, that is also minus B, same parallelship. This is same as vector A. What is now the angle between A and minus B? Because you are adding A and minus B. So angle between, see, vector B was over here when, so angle between this angle theta, this angle was theta between vector A and vector B. This angle was theta. So what is angle between A and minus B? A is here, you can take A over here also. Angle between A and minus B when you join them tail to tail is, this angle is pi minus theta, right? This is C, vector B is in this direction, minus B is in this direction, A is over here. So between A and B angle is theta, so between A and minus B the angle is pi minus theta, pi is 180. This full angle is 180, so this angle, remaining angle is pi minus theta. So now we know the angle between vector A and minus B, that is pi minus theta. So simply put up in our formula, what is the formula of our resultant? Under root of A square plus B cos theta, or A plus B cos theta whole square plus B sin theta whole square, right? So A plus B cos theta can be written as A plus B cos pi minus theta, right? So because the angle between A and B is pi minus theta, so A plus B cos pi minus theta whole square plus B sin pi minus theta whole square. So what is cos pi minus theta? That is minus cos theta. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Okay. So you get A minus B cos theta whole square plus sin pi minus theta is sin theta only. To remember this, I hope you must have studied this in class 10th also, but I am giving you one small simple trick to remember. These are the four quadrants, all sin, tan, cos. This is 0 degree, this is 90 degree of pi by 2, this is 180 degree of pi, this is 270 degree, and this is again when you come back 360 degree. When you take a full circle, this will be 360 degree. So in the first quadrant, all the values are positive. All means all sin, tan, cos, cosec, everything is positive in the first quadrant, all. Sin, in the second quadrant only sin is positive. In the third quadrant only tan is positive, and in the fourth quadrant only cosine is positive. Okay, so you can remember this. So we have cos of pi minus theta. Pi means 180. 180 minus theta will be somewhere in the second quadrant only, right? 180 minus theta will be less than 180. So it will lie in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, what is positive? Only sine is positive. So cos pi minus theta will be negative. That's why minus cos theta. Okay, cos pi minus theta will be minus cos theta. And sin pi minus theta, so pi minus theta will again come in the second quadrant, but it is sine. So sine is positive in the second quadrant. That's why we have sin pi minus theta is sin theta plus sin theta. Okay, so this is A minus B cos theta whole square plus B sin theta whole square. When you will expand it, you will get the formula of A minus B whole square, that is A square minus 2AB cos theta plus B square sin square theta, that is A minus B whole square. Okay, so that is the resultant of A minus B. Okay, so simply you have to subtract two vectors, take the opposite of that vector and then find the angle between A and minus B and then substitute that in the formula, okay, in place of theta. So this is all about addition and subtraction of vectors. Thank you.